Hello everyone and welcome back to another live stream. This one is a late night live stream and we're breaking all-time high prices for Bitcoin. And this So this is probably what most of the people are doing at the moment. If they're in crypto, they're just glued to their screens and they're watching the Bitcoin price go up and down. But we're breaking all-time high prices and things are looking very bullish. Quick shout out to my Twitter page. I finally got my Twitter page back. This is the second time I've lost access to my Twitter page. I've had to restart over again with this page from the previous one, and then I lost access to this one. But thankfully, I was able to regain access to my most recent Twitter page, and we've already started posting there. So this is a pinned message you're going to see, or a pinned tweet on my Twitter page talking about the previous cycles. And what we did here is essentially we calculated the distances or the days in between the bear market peaks and the bear market bottoms and the bull market peaks, the halvings to the bull market peaks, and the bear market bottoms to the halvings. And based on these numbers, we can estimate an expectation, or at least sort of an expectation as to what Bitcoin is going to do. So feel free to look into this. We already made a similar post. I updated this chart where we covered the bottoms from the halving, rather the days from the halving to the bull market top, and from the bear market bottom to the halving, and we were able to kind of see what was the average for that sort of thing. And we caught the bottom pretty nicely in November. I made that post, I believe, November, sometime after the November bottom, I believe, a few weeks maybe after the November bottom. Just give me one quick second. We should be live, I think. Okay, there we go. So feel free to join our live stream if you're not watching yet, and feel free to share it with anyone who's subscribed to the channel. Like I said, usually we do these late at night, but feel free to send in your altcoins. Feel free to send in your requests. We're going to take a look at a few coins that we got into on Patreon. We're going to take a look at some of the requests, of course, and we're going to take an overall look at the market. So you can see we're still in the Bitcoin season, and Bitcoin dominance is still growing. The altcoin dominance is dropping. I think it dropped by 0.1% as of today from yesterday. Ethereum, I believe, is starting to bounce up a little bit. The Fear and Greed Index is sitting at neutral right now, but I believe this is going to be going much higher since after the elections, historically, the markets tend to pump. If we take a look at the total crypto market cap, we're sitting at $2.32 trillion. I believe this can easily do a 2x. So I believe we're headed towards a $5 trillion market cap by the end of this bull market. Let me open up the light on my end just so I can make sure everything. Hello, amazing videos of the world. Please chart it on YouTube because Pakistan's stupid politicians block X Twitter. Okay. When altcoin bottom in. So altcoin season, what you need to do is you need to go to the altcoin season index and you need to open up this indicator here. So this will show you when we're in a Bitcoin season, where we're kind of in the middle, and when we're going to be in the altcoin season. So anything below 25 on this index is Bitcoin season. Anything above 75 is altcoin season. So we had sort of an altcoin season from the October bottom in 2023 to the January 2024 top. Some altcoins continued pumping into March 2024. You can't ever guess when and which coin is going to top up, but the alt season that we're getting supposedly is going to be much bigger than that, more like the alt season we had here in 2022, or more like the alt season we had here in 2020 into 2021. And look how quickly this exploded to the upside. And once Bitcoin starts consolidating, once Bitcoin makes that big move, we might still drop here into the Bitcoin season a bit before we eventually make the move to the upside. And that's when the altcoin season is going to be in full throttle mode. So I would say you still have a chance to get into some of your altcoins, but again, we've had enough time to buy every single project that there is to buy. You've had incredible prices to get in. We were covering all of this on the YouTube channel. We were covering all of this on our Patreon. So make sure to check out the Patreon. The link is down below in the description. You're able to get 7 days for absolutely free. You can get access to all of my content, and you can take a look at my portfolios, my trade alerts, my podcast series, the low cap gems, which I believe we have more than 90 low cap gems in there already covered. We don't show all of them here on YouTube because obviously we want to make sure the patrons get all of the exclusives. Welcome everyone who's joining. Great to have you. Let me know, what do you guys think the Bitcoin price is going to do by the time we get to the election, or by the time the elections are over, I should say. Give me 1 second. Okay, so feel free to send in some of your altcoins. We'll take a look at them right now. Let's go through the list that I have here. So Boson Protocol, something we've been covering for a very long time. It's still low. This is still a buy in my opinion. If I didn't have any, I would definitely be buying in right now. We topped up our position on Patreon, so make sure to take a look at that. And this is potentially going to be our wave 2 bottom. Now, altcoins can still continue dropping here. Bitcoin dominance can continue rising, altcoins can continue dropping for the next month or so. After that, like I explained earlier with the altcoin season index, we're going to get into an alt season. But until then, altcoins can be dropping against Bitcoin, altcoins can be losing their dollar value as well. Another altcoin to take a look at is Crust Network. It does look slightly bearish, I do agree, because we lost these important lows. However, this is not a high cap altcoin. This can reverse very quickly, and personally I do have these tokens, full disclosure, but of course if you don't want to be getting into something like this because of the chart, I totally understand. Amazing Videos is asking for Dent. Let's take a look at Dent. So I haven't charted Dent in a long time, but this is what we've got for Dent. Let's see. Actually, all right, we'll keep this chart. We'll keep this chart. Actually, you know what? Let's switch over to this one. I think this is going to be much better. Gonna get a nice clean chart. Okay, so let's set up a fib from the top of that move there in 2021 to the bottom over here. So we did drop below the golden ratio here, and we retraced past the golden ratio, which is the area between the 0.5 and the 0.618. This was an amazing buying opportunity. Personally, I don't have Dent, and I would say this is one of the older coins from previous cycles. We haven't broken above the previous all-time high in 2021, so there is no guarantee that we're going to do it this time around. Also, it's important to take a look at the token inflation, because if the supply was increased by a lot, then the next high is probably going to be even lower than, why did the dark theme go away? The next high is probably going to be even lower. So in terms of market cap, $1.6 billion was the all-time high for Dent, And look at that small spike there in comparison to the previous one in 2017. So that was slightly, that was around 0.018 cents. If we go to the coin perspective and we set up 0.018 cents, that is going to be a $1.7 billion market cap. So it wasn't diluted that much. It wasn't diluted that much. Still, there was a bit of token dilution. That means the market cap is going to have to be a little bit bigger in order for us to get back up to the same all-time high price, which is going to be at 20x from the current prices. Now, I don't know too many good mobile projects or mobile services projects, so you can take a look at Dent if if that's something that you're interested in. Okay. Let's take a look at Near Protocol. So Near Protocol is something that I hold. We got in all the way down here at $1 to $1.50. We're dollar cost averaging, I believe. I can't remember what my average entry is. I believe it's $1.52, and we're staking on our Ledger Live app. So we're earning passive income. I believe I'm already up 10% in terms of my holdings on Near. So my coin holding went up by 10% because I was staking throughout the past year or so. And you always should stake if it's a good project. You don't think it's going to rug pull on you. You should always try to stake your projects. And that's what we're doing. The unstaking period for Near Protocol is only 2 days. So it's going to be really easy for us to unstake and start selling. And make sure you guys have a strategy as to when you're going to be selling, how much of your holding are you going to be selling. Once again, on Patreon, we have exit strategies for a lot of the most popular altcoins out there. And if you're interested in that, or if you're interested in where I will be selling those coins or where I would be selling those coins, feel free to check that out. Now, Near Protocol, what we're doing here is we're printing a wave 2 bottom. Hopefully that's what's happening. So this was our wave 1. Wave 2 is going to be this area over here. Then we're going to see a wave 3, hopefully breaking past the current all-time high, wave 4 correction, and then wave 5. So can we get to $60? Possibly. That's possibly our target. But again, that would put us at around $60 billion market cap. Maybe, I would say $40 to $50 or even $35 to $45 is more conservative, and I would stick to those sort of targets. We do have an exit strategy video on Near Protocol on our Patreon, so feel free to check that out. But this is the Elliott wave structure that we're looking at. Once wave 2 concludes, which is hopefully when Bitcoin is going to top up in the short to midterm, and when it starts consolidating, that's when the money is going to start flowing into Ethereum, into the mid cap, high cap coins, and then into the low caps, of course. So that's when we're expecting the wave 3 to kick in. And wave 3 can be very quick. It can be very, very powerful. Lots of volume coming in, more volume than we had here at the start of 2024. So make sure you're not switching up your sell targets. If you have a plan, stick to that plan. Don't divert. Now, what you can be doing, and this is something that I'm doing, is I'm flipping over some coins into other coins. So for example, just a quick little giveaway, and I've mentioned this on YouTube before, but on Patreon, I do obviously share all of my trade alerts. Now, what we're going to be doing with Cosmos Atom is we're going to be selling our Cosmos, and we're going to be moving those funds into a different altcoin. And I've done this already with several other altcoins. Again, all of this is available on Patreon, and we sold at profit and we put the money into a different project. And the idea here is that you get in early during the bear market. That's why you have the luxury of doing that in the midst of a bull market. That's exactly what I did. So we got early into all of these coins throughout the bear market. And then if we see the coin is not performing as well as some of the others or as well as it should have been performing, then we can always switch over into a different coin. Then if you bought in at the all-time high, let's say you got into Near Protocol over here. And again, I'm not saying I'm selling Near, I'm holding Near. This is a very bullish project in my opinion, very powerful layer 1. But if you bought in Near at, let's say, $20, you can't be selling here and, switching that into a different project unless you're certain the other project is going to outperform Near Protocol by a mile. So this is the beauty of getting in early. But if you bought in here at $1, by all means, you can sell your Near here and put it into a different project and do a 30x with that project. That's how you should be trading. That's how you should be doing it. Again, I believe I sold 5 to 6 coins already from my portfolio, and I topped up some of my existing positions. Some of the AI coins, some of the deepen coins, some of the gaming coins. And in terms of Near Protocol, great entry point right now. That was a bit of a side note there, but going back to Near Protocol, great entry point over here. Of course, not as great as all the way back down here, but again, don't get greedy. Because you did not enter at this low doesn't mean you cannot enter at this low. So don't lose this opportunity. If you're bullish on Near Protocol, if you want to start building a position, now is the time to be doing that. It looks like this is the wave 2 bottom. After that, we're going to be looking at a massive wave 3, according to this potential Elliott wave structure. Once we break the all-time high, it's uncharted territories. We can absolutely explode into $40 within a few weeks. That's how quickly these things can pump. And yeah, make sure to look into Near Protocol. Thank you for the dent analysis. No problem, my friend. Thank you. Amazing videos. I appreciate that. Okay, let's switch over to my list. So again, some of the older coins and a lot of the older coins are probably not going to get back up to their all-time highs. We've covered Dash, we've covered Bitcoin Cash. For example, if we go back to Bitcoin Cash, I believe we just dropped a video recently on Bitcoin Cash. If we go to my channel, actually, did we? I can't remember. Yeah, it was around, okay, this was a month ago. So what we did is we did an Osana video, Radium, Polkadot, Flux, which is a coin that I hold. As you can see, tripled my position recently in Flux. We covered Helium, we covered Aptos, we covered Theta, Sui. And if you would like to take a look at a specific TA for any of these projects, feel free to go to my upload feed on the channel. And this live stream will be available as a video, as a recording on my channel after we're done. So if you're going to bed, or if you're scared to miss out on some information, don't worry, you can always go back and watch this live stream. Taking a look at Bitcoin Cash, let's see what's going on here. So the chart is looking very bullish. We did print our bear market bottom back in November 2022, just like Bitcoin, and we've been in an uptrend just like Bitcoin. Right now we're up 4x from that bear market bottom. And if you take a look at the top in April, we were up 8x. And this is, much better than what Polkadot, what ADA, what Algorand, what Multiverse X did. So again, this is an older coin that outperformed some of the other coins that were not as old. But again, weird things happen in the market all the time. Now, do I think Bitcoin Cash is going to be breaking above its all-time high from December 2017? No. I do not think that is going to be happening. If it does, great, I was wrong, but are you willing to take the risk and hold your coins until you passed $4,000 or $5,000? That's going to be a lot of faith in Bitcoin Cash there. And if you're holding super long term, I guess you can do that, but I don't know why you wouldn't sell if you're up so much. If you're sitting at previous all-time high prices, I don't know why you wouldn't sell. Or at least if you're up sitting here at $1,500, at least take some profits. If you were buying down here at $100, you're up 1,400%. That is a lot. That is a lot for an older project. So Cosmos Atom is something that I am going to be selling. Full disclosure, I'm waiting for us to get back up past my average entry, which is around $7, I believe. So I unstaked my Cosmos. I'm no longer staking my Cosmos in the Kepler wallet, and I'm waiting for us to break past my average, and then I'm going to move those funds over into more bullish projects. Again, that doesn't mean that Cosmos is not bullish. That doesn't mean that Cosmos is a bad project. It just means I'm expecting other projects to outperform Cosmos. Therefore, I'm going to stick with those for, maximum profit. That's the goal. But understand that that comes with more risk. If you're switching money from a more mid-cap, high-cap project into a lower-cap project, then of course there's more risk with a lower-cap project. You have to understand that. And yeah, that's my opinion on Cosmos. Altura, something that we've been covering on our live streams for a very long time. We're also retesting this previous support here. And from here, I believe we could be moving to the upside with a powerful wave 3. Again, this is a potential wave 2 bottom for us. Lots of altcoins are doing the exact same thing. This could be our wave 2, and then we have our wave 3, wave 4, and wave 5. The market cap is extremely low for Altura. So it's sitting at an $18 million market cap. Let's pull up Altura over here. And let's say we were to get to a $1 market cap, that would be 990 million. That's a 52x from the current prices. Let's say we were about to do an 80 cents price per token. That's an $800 million market cap. That's a 41x. Can this gaming infrastructure project go to an $800 million market cap by the peak of the bull market? Quite possibly. Look at the tokenomics. 100% of the max supply is out in circulation, and that is extremely good. This means there is no token dilution. This means no new tokens will be added to the circulation, and that means you can just buy and not have a bunch of people dumping on you. The team dumping on you, for example. And if you take a look at the market cap chart against the price chart, you can see that we've already been printing new all-time high prices, I believe, and new all-time high market caps. But I don't know what the market cap was back in 2021 because for some reason the chart does not want to show me that info. But regardless, new tokens were added in since 2021, and therefore the price is, even if it's likely to get back up to the same all-time high at, let's say, 40 cents. Let's say we were to get to the price of 40 cents. That's a $400 million market cap. That's a 20x. Even that is going to be a really good trade. So 20x is more than you can probably do with most of the stocks. And what I wanted to show you on the Bitcoin chart here. So this is a cup and handle pattern on Bitcoin's chart, and we're expecting a breakout, and we're expecting to take out $125,000. We took this trend line from the bottom of the cup to the neckline. We placed it at the neckline, and once that breakout occurs, we're going to be targeting this area, $128,000 roughly. Now, the Fibonacci that we have set up is from the bottom in November 2022 all the way up to the all-time high in November 2021, and the 1.618 is sitting at $150,000. Now, that does not mean that you have to be waiting until $150,000 is met. That means that you can be selling on our way to 150,000, because by the time you get to 150,000, it might be a little too late to sell because we could have a massive crash from there. So make sure you're taking profits on your altcoins, on your Bitcoin as we go up. If you have a large Bitcoin holding, wait until this next pump happens. You can take profits on that, and you can move your funds over into some altcoins that are going to pump even higher and do more gains. Of course, this is not financial advice. If you just want to sell your Bitcoin and, keep that money, you can do that, of course. If you just want to hold your Bitcoin for the next 10 to 15 years, you can also do that. That's all fine. You can do whatever you want with your money. Personally, I don't have any Bitcoin at the moment. During the next bear market crash, I do want to get at least one Bitcoin. That is my goal. In terms of the stochastic on the RSI, we're already in the overbought, but in terms of the relative strength index, we're just recovering from this support area at 44 or 45 on the index. The MACD just printed a bullish cross. Could this be our confirmation of an uptrend? The last time we had this was back in October 2023, and look at the move we had then. So things are falling in line very, very smoothly for Bitcoin. If we have a bunch of big companies endorsing Bitcoin, we have Larry Fink endorsing Bitcoin on TV all the time. Like he's the unofficial Bitcoin CEO, you could say. I guess that would be Michael Saylor, to be honest. So I guess Larry Fink would be his subordinate. But they're all pumping Bitcoin for us. And these ETFs and all of these major corporations are going to want to take profit at some point too. So it's important not to get married to your coins, because if you hold forever, if you don't take profits, you're going to ride the next bear market correction and you're going to be selling at the bottom, right? You're going to be selling at a loss at the bottom, just like a lot of people did all the way here. I sat through this entire bear market and people were taking profits at a loss. We had on-chain data to back that up, but it's going to happen this time. It's going to happen the next time and the next time after that. So only a few will be able to take profits properly during the bull market. So make sure you're one of those people. And that's what we're trying to do on our Patreon, is to help everyone get out at relatively good prices, not trying to catch the top. That's not something that's not the plan here for us. Now, we're also having the next FOMC meeting in a few days, November 7th. They're going to be cutting by 25 basis points. That's going to be another bullish factor for the financial markets. GLMR, still not doing anything. So make up your mind about what you want to be doing with GLMR, because this is not bullish performance at all. We lost our September 2023 low. So maybe you want to recalibrate your targets. Now, GraphLink. If you go to my Twitter page, we did a post on GraphLink just recently. Again, make sure to follow our Twitter. We're back on Twitter. We're going to be posting frequently. So GraphLink is breaking out above a descending trend line and descending resistance trend line. And this is very reminiscent of what we saw back in 2023 in October, when we had that massive breakout. And GraphLink was one of the earlier coins that we got on our Patreon. We were buying in at $2 million market cap. So right now we're sitting at 30. We got all the way up to, in terms of market cap, we got all the way up to $57 million. And we were buying at 2. We were buying over here. So make sure you look into this project. You still might have a small chance to get into GraphLink. Okay, that was something falling in my closet. But you still have a chance to enter into GraphLink, and we're just breaking above the 20 MA here. So it's still not a bad time to be entering. Of course, it's a low cap. It can easily do a 20 to 30 to 40x from the current prices. And it's a bullish project in general, and it's in the AI niche. So once the AI hype comes back, GraphLink is going to be one of those projects that's pumping. So again, if you were on Patreon, you would have been able to get into this much earlier over here. And if you got into this on your own over here, congratulations. But right now on YouTube, we're covering this at a much higher price, but still I'm giving you an opportunity to research this and get into it. Another project we got into early was Injective. We got in at around $1.50. Right now with the staking rewards, my average is down to $1. And of course, we went up so much in the previous year and into March 2024. We topped out at $54 or so, or $52. And right now we're sitting at a decent correction. Let's pull up the Injective price action chart over here, and let's see what's going on long term. I do believe Injective is going to be breaking past $100. I do think that is going to be happening this time around, because that's only around a 5x from the current prices. And it is still a mid cap. It's not a, the market cap is not huge for this thing. So around $100, you could probably sell your last coins, or you can leave maybe 5 to 10% and let it ride in case we go higher. But by the time we get to $100, I'm probably going to be out of my position completely. Okay, so, and of course, with what we're seeing over here, this is a possible Elliott wave structure that we have, with a massive wave 3, wave 4 correction, and the wave 5 taking us to $110. We can switch over to the monthly chart, and the Elliott wave structure is going to be slightly different than the one that we have. So here, what we could also see or potentially do is, just like with the other altcoins, this was our wave 1, wave 2. We're looking at that massive wave 3. But again, if you do it on the monthly chart, it's going to get a little too bullish with our expectations, right? You're going to be looking at least at like $300 to $400 per Injective token. Wave 4, wave 5. So this is too bullish. This is too bullish for me. That is why we did it on the weekly chart the way we did it, just to be more conservative. There we go. Let's bring back the, there we go. So we're going to be starting wave 5 hopefully very soon for Injective. And again, whenever I'm selling anything, my patrons will be advised. And hopefully the more bullish part of the cycle is starting. Hopefully we're looking at a 2020 to 2021 era, just like we had in the previous cycle. The time between 2021 to, or 2020 to 2021, midsummer, that was a very, very bullish period. Altcoins where you could have bought anything. You could have bought absolutely anything and you would have made a lot of money. Solana, very bullish coin here. Unfortunately, I did not buy into Solana. However, I did give everyone very good entry points throughout the bear market here. We had a lot of support areas. Most of them were met. And if you got in, congratulations. Very happy for you. Now, this is the altcoin market cap. Let's go to the altcoin market cap. This is the monthly. We're above the 20 EMA. And we're looking bullish. We're looking bullish here. Let's go to the weekly. Okay, so this is the situation here. We're looking for a wave 5 into $1.5 trillion altcoin market cap. So right now we're sitting at 633 billion, and from the current market cap, that would be a 134% to the upside. And that will, of course, with that, a lot of your coins are going to appreciate in value. So the altcoin chart is looking very, very good. You know, we were slightly losing the 20 EMA here on the weekly, but for the most part, we're back up above it. We have a massive resistance here at 642 billion, which is the golden ratio. And this is based on the Fibonacci we have set up from the bottom here in December last year, not last year, 2 years ago, and the November bottom. So we're already past wave 4. We already printed that bottom for wave 4. Now it's going to be wave 5 that hopefully is going to take us to at least $1.5 trillion. That's what I'm expecting. And that's, of course, conservative. I try to be conservative with everything. I don't want to be holding my bags when everyone's dumping off of me. So I'm not going to be someone's exit liquidity. Now, another coin that I want to show you, and again, we bought this on Patreon way before it started pumping the way it was pumping. Look, we're back at $4 with Nosana. So Nosana is something that we got into at $1.50, $2. Then we got in at $1.80. And this thing is a very, very bullish Solana coin. GPU distribution, again, very bullish niche. And it's on Solana. It's trading on Radium. Radium's pumping like crazy. I think the volume on Orca was sitting at a few $1 million during the initial pump over here in October. But we gave everyone a really good opportunity to enter. If you go back to my video of Nosana analysis from 9 days ago, we gave you a really good entry point. Look, we were sitting at 3.5, and we did give you a few support levels. We dumped to $2.70-ish, right? Look at that. We dumped to that level perfectly. This is the level that I showed you. We dumped to that perfectly. So if you bought in here at, sorry, this is not the right chart. My apologies. It was looking a little bit similar to Nosana. Okay, so we almost got down to that block. But again, anything below $3 was a really good area. To accumulate. I want to quickly jump to the daily chart here. Okay. Yeah, so we came back to the 20 EMA on the daily. Came back into this area between $3.27 and $2.71. Perfectly retested the lower area, and we're pumping from there once again. So Nosana is very, very bullish. Their mainnet is going to be launching in January, on January 15th to be specific. And I believe the price can do a 3 to 4x from the current values. The market cap is not that high at all. If we take a look at the current market cap, on CoinMarketCap, it shows $200 million. But if we take a look at some other on-chain data, it would say that the circulating supply is sitting at 83%. And here it's sitting at 48%. So it's possible that CoinMarketCap has has this data slightly off of what it is. So Sully Ali. Okay, make regular video on YouTube. I'm trying to get back to my regular schedule. I apologize for not doing that because I'm very busy currently with my life. Moving to a different country is sometimes a little bit stressful and takes a little more time. So that's why I have to, allocate more time to that than YouTube, unfortunately. But things are starting to get smoother. So hopefully we're going to be back on our normal schedule of 2 videos per day at least. Which AI and gaming coin you hold? So we already covered Boson, we already covered Nosana, we already covered Crust Network, and those are just a few coins that I hold. Of course, if you want to go to my entire portfolio, check that out on Patreon. Can you make an analysis of IOTA? Suggest me a coin which is backed by gold. In any case, when bear market come back, I believe USDT lost its value because of recession. Yeah, so when I'm selling my bull market, whenever I'm selling, I will not be selling into USDT and holding it as USDT. I will be selling it into cash, and there's a few currencies you can take a look at if you want to be holding in, for example, the Swiss franc, until you start buying in for the next cycle, until we bottom out after this recession that we're probably going to have. Hold it in a strong currency. Don't hold it in your US or Canadian dollars. That's not a very smart idea. It's not the worst idea, of course, but I would suggest looking at something like the Swiss franc or the British pound, but it's not doing as well as the Swiss franc, I believe. But you can hold it in a few currencies, right? You don't have to select one currency, but the Swiss franc is something that I'm buying because it's going up against the Canadian dollar on a constant basis. We're going to take a look at Quant in a second, my friend. We're going to take a look at Quant. Just let me have a sip of water. Dropped a little bit of water. So QNT. Okay, so QNT dropped down to its June 2022 bottoms. I want to open up QNT on my main list over here. Okay, so it didn't really get to that target that I had, but whatever. Let's switch over to the weekly, and again, Quant is a bit of an older project. Since 2018 it has been trading. The chart is looking pretty good. It's not looking horrible. It reminds me of Polygon Matic, I think. Kind of reminds me of Polygon Matic and Cosmos Atom. But Cosmos, of course, Cosmos dropped below this low over here. Dropped below that. So this is actually more bullish than Cosmos. So that's your support that you're currently holding. That's your descending resistance trend line. And you might be approaching that resistance trend line very, very shortly. And then is going to be big decision time, whether you're going to break out past this and then hopefully come back down with a back test of support, or you could just break out and absolutely, take out this high, or at least retrace back to that high. People are not expecting too much from Quant. They're being a bit more conservative, at least the people that I've seen on Twitter or YouTube. And I would say, considering the market cap for QNT, it's not going to be doing 100x. Just so you know, it's not going to be doing 100x. So look at that market cap, already sitting at $700 million. If we take a look at the token dilution, it's not too bad, I believe. At least I can see a major difference with between the price action chart and the market cap chart. So a 10x from here would put us at a $7 billion market cap. That would be slightly past the current all-time high. So to be fair, you can start taking profits even before the all-time high. That's what I would be doing with a coin like QNT, because again, it's an older project. We don't know how bullish this can get. Of course, if in the next month this explodes and takes out the all-time high before the end of the year, then of course we can expect higher prices. But if it's going to be underperforming the way it is at the moment, you can't really set up targets too high because that's going to be unrealistic. You don't want to be holding when everyone's selling. That's a really important lesson. Where have you moved to? So I'm in Canada currently. So getting settled in Canada, my friend. Cliche Guevara, afternoon, my friend. Well, it's almost 11:30 here where I'm at, but it's afternoon in New Zealand. Should be very sunny and nice in New Zealand. We had very nice weather today in Canada as well, at least where I'm at. Very, very nice weather for a November day. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give you much more money, much more, my brother. Thank you very much. Barakallahu feek. Barakallahu feek. Okay, so with QNT again, I would say that the maximum you could expect is a retest of the all-time high, unless something drastically changes with this chart. For now, I'm not seeing anything that, is pointing towards a new all-time high. We may break this. We may retest $172. We may retest $240. Could it be a case where we don't get to the all-time high at all? That's a possibility as well. Dash didn't get to its previous all-time high. Bitcoin Cash didn't. Could QNT be the next, coin that joins this sort of OG status that just doesn't get to its previous all-time high and keeps printing these lower highs? Just joined. Have you covered GLMR and Moonriver? Actually, we haven't. We glanced at GLMR briefly, but we haven't fully covered it. We're going to do it right now. So GLMR, I'm disappointed with the price action there. So we're going to be making a decision on GLMR very soon. I believe my average entry is, let's see, 28.5 cents. It's not bad. It's not bad. So you have to decide for yourself whether you want to be holding this until the end of the bull market or whether you want to move your asset into, or your money from this asset into something more bullish. For example, Nosana or any other AI deepen coin that you may be bullish on, because GLMR is not performing the way other coins are performing. So if you see a chart like this and you decide to hold, that's fine. But don't expect this to make life-changing money for you. Let's say we break past this level, which is the March 24 top, and then we still have the August high that we didn't even break. So technically speaking, we're still in a bear market for GLMR. We're still in a bear market for this coin. So I'm going to be rethinking what I'm going to be doing with GLMR, and my patrons will be advised in that, of course. Cliche, stay tuned. But I'm not impressed with what GLMR is doing. I can't really give you targets to the upside because we haven't even broken above the August 2022 high. So there's not a lot I can say. If you're bullish on this, if you want to get into GLMR, by all means, you can do that. Right now we have a great opportunity to get into GLMR. Or if you want to dollar cost average into GLMR in order to sell earlier so that your average price is earlier so that you can get out at a lower price to break even, you can do that as well. But it's not looking too bullish for GLMR. Let's hope with Polkadot 2.0 some things are going to change within the Polkadot ecosystem. And let's switch over to Moonriver, which is doing, to be honest, much better than GLMR. It's doing much better. We're seeing a wave 2 bottom at the moment, just like with a lot of the other altcoins, and we're expecting a wave 3. We're expecting a wave 3, and hopefully that is going to take us past this top from January 2024. I remember this pump to $40. Hopefully we can get somewhere closer to $80 with this next pump, and we're going to see. We have an exit strategy ready for Moonriver, but we're going to have to wait and see. If this doesn't perform as expected, we might have to move those targets a bit lower. Of course, you have to try to readjust depending on what the markets present you with. If your coin is not performing and you're still expecting, 20, 30x, 40x gains, probably not going to get them. So you have to readjust. You have to be smart with what you're doing, and don't just blindly switch over to different projects because yours is not pumping. Because your project may not be pumping this week, but is going to pump next week. And the project that's pumping this week may not be pumping next week. So a lot of people, what they do is they sell their project into a different project that's pumping, but the problem is they buy in at the end of the pump, and then the project that they sold starts pumping, which is very annoying. I've been through that in the, around 4 years or 3.5 years that I've been in crypto. I've done that mistake in the past. So hopefully you guys can avoid doing that mistake. For now, Moonriver is doing fine. Again, if you want to buy in, we're sitting at the bottom of wave 2. This is a really good buying opportunity for Moonriver. Even if you're looking for like an easy 10x here, I would say a 10x is very easy for Moonriver. Right now we're sitting at around $9, I believe. This chart is not updated like to the current prices, unfortunately. I think there's a bit of a lag with Coin Trader, but right now Moonriver is sitting at $9. So a 10x would put us at around $90, which is somewhere around this top from March 2022. So the RSI is still quite low. The MACD is the MACD just printed this bullish cross. The last time we did that, let's go to the 3-day chart. I believe this is a better time frame. Okay, so the last time we had a bullish cross was back in August, and that caused a slight, or that was the cause after a slight move to the upside, because again, the MACD is a lagging indicator. You can't trade based on the MACD solely. You have to look at other indicators. So let's take a look at the 3-day chart real quick. We're holding the August low. That's good. We're still below the 20 EMA and the 55 EMA on the 3-day chart. So that needs to be fixed ASAP. But other than that, it looks normal. Looks normal to me. My GLMR is at 18 cents, but would like to offload 10K of them at about 17 cents to put somewhere else. Well, maybe, or just have some powder on the side. Possibly. There isn't a bad time to have some powder on the side. There's never a bad time to have some powder on the side. There's literally never, I realize that, but maybe a little too late, but there's never a bad time to have some cash on the side because you can get a correction out of nowhere at any time. Even during the most bullish bull market, alt season, you can get a correction out of nowhere. Uniswap is pumping a little bit here, getting to $8.50. You still have a chance to get into Uniswap, I believe. There's still a chance to get into this. Again, the chart hasn't been doing as well, hasn't been performing as well as some other projects. And I think that should be it. For this live stream. Yeah, I just wanted to get in when we're breaking all-time high because it's a interesting time. Hopefully tomorrow we're going to have the decision, the big decision. And I think crypto is going to be doing well regardless of who wins, but there might be a slight pump if one of the candidate wins, and there might be a slight dump if one of the other candidate wins. So long term, I don't think that has an effect. Crypto doesn't care about the president of the United States. Doesn't matter who's the president. Crypto made it through probably the worst bear market ever, 2022 to 2023, with all that scrutiny going around, with the SEC calling every single coin a security. Hopefully Gary Gensler is going to resign before his term ends, which is historically what these guys have been doing, as the previous SEC chairmen have been resigning before their time was up, essentially. And I think Gary Gensler's time is up in January 2026. I really don't want him to stay until the end of the bull market. And no worries, guys. Appreciate you joining. And again, if you missed out anything, we covered a good amount of coins in this live stream, so you can come back to our channel and watch this as a recording. So you can just go to my channel, select the live section, and here you're going to get the live stream. And you can watch through all of the previous live streams if you're interested. But that should be it, guys. Bitcoin is approaching $75,000 as we're speaking. We're going to try to pump out a lot more content on Twitter. Check out my Twitter, of course. Check out our Patreon, which is linked down below in the description. It's also linked on our Twitter page here. So just to quickly do a little plug-in, I know it's the end of the live stream, but I just want to show you this tier that gives you 7 days for free, and you can take a look at all of my content, see if you like it, see if you don't, and then decide to stay or decide to leave. That's up to you. Thank you all for watching, guys. See you on the other side. Bye-bye.